Congratulations. And here we are to this day as a result of all that commitment and dedication in his faith and in himself.
My brother.
And he's here to share with us in the brand new segment. I want to welcome him as the newest member of this show, Sway in the Morning with Heather B and Tracy G, with his brand new segment, Feeling Healthier with Freeway, Philadelphia's own. Give it up for Freeway!
Hey! Yep.
Thank you.
Man.
Please hold the applause, ladies and gentlemen. Please hold the
He's
applause.
getting a standing ovation here.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you, brother.
Well, it's something we talked about, citizens. I'm going to let Freeway break it down, but I just think it's so important that we tap into our resources and utilize them properly, not just when it comes to making music or making money or making merchandise or making tours or making Billboard charts or Spotify or Pandora charts, but really living healthy lives. And this is a component of our culture that I think should be talked about more.
Most definitely.
We're losing a lot of people from our culture. In the recent years, we're losing a lot of people. A lot of people are transitioning. A lot of it has to do with ailments and health issues. A lot of it has to do with how we led our lives as younger hip-hoppers.
Exactly.
and to now, and just how we live our lives as a community as a whole. So I want to say thank you, Freeway, and welcome to the show. Give it up for Freeway!
Yeah!
Thanks for having me,
Man, talk about this, man. Talk about this show.
Feeling Healthier Freeway, a road to a healthier, better you, is just something that I felt like is needed in the community. So if you're not familiar with what I've been through, September 15th of 2015, I was diagnosed with end-stage renal failure. A little while before that, like some months before that, I was just feeling like not myself. Like I would feel tired. It came to a point where I got tired just walking to the car, so I knew something wasn't right. I was going back and forth to the doctors, getting tests, trying to figure out what was wrong, but I didn't get blood work done. That takes us to the beginning, September, I think it was probably September 1st, Made in America 2015. I had to perform with Fabulous at Made in America, and this is the first time this ever happened to me in my life. I looked out into the crowd, and I had an anxiety attack. I felt like I couldn't do it. I couldn't perform. I felt like if I went out there, I would pass out in front of everybody. So I pulled Lenny to the side, like, Lenny, look, I don't think I can do it. Like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. He like, what, Free? You got to do it. Like, everybody's waiting for you. He had no clue what I was going through at the time. Neither did I. So through the grace of God, I made it through that performance. Yeah. And then I went to the hospital, and I got blood work done. A few days later, the doctor called me and told me to get into the emergency room. He said my creatinine levels was out of whack, my electrolytes was out of whack. So me being Muslim, the first thing I did was I went to the masjid, I prayed, I asked God to help me deal with whatever the situation is. I went to the hospital, I was diagnosed with end-stage renal failure. What happened to me is a phrase that people use. It's called crashing onto dialysis. I had to immediately get put on dialysis. So they cut my chest open, they put a permacath in my chest. Then the next day I started doing dialysis. I did 2 hours of dialysis, hemodialysis, to get my body used to it. And ever since then, I had to do dialysis 3 times a week, 4 hours a day, all the way up to February 5th, 2019, when I received my gift of life. I received my new kidney.
Wow.
Instead of hiding what I was going through from the world, we decided to stand in front of it. I shared my journey with everybody. And surprisingly, so many people in the music business, some people that you probably know, would hit me like, Free, listen, I'm going through the same thing you're going through. Don't tell nobody, but I feel you. I'm going through what you're going through. Not only people in the industry, but people in the community. Everybody has a family member or relative that has high blood pressure, diabetes, or maybe went through kidney failure. It's something that's prevalent in our community. So I feel like it's important for us to address it. And, I have partnerships. I got a partnership with Gift of Life, Donate Life. They're both organ procurement places. Not only am I a kidney transplant recipient, but I'm a donor dad also.
Wow.
People that follow my career, y'all know I lost my son in 2020 and I lost my daughter in 2021. So when my son passed away in 2020, he was in a position where we knew that we couldn't bring him back, but his organs were still functioning. So in the middle of me going through all this in the hospital with my family, someone approached me like, listen, I know it's a rough time for you and your family, but your son can save some lives. And being as though I've been through it already, it was no choice but for me and my family to let it happen. And my son saved 4 lives.
Wow.
2 people got his kidneys, 1 person got his liver, and 1 person got his lungs.
Wow.
You know, the importance of transplantation is everything. Like, you know, it's a lot of misconceptions about, you know, being on an organ donor list. A lot of people think if you got that on your license that soon as something happened to you, they're going to kill you and take your organs, and that's the furthest thing from the truth.
Yeah.
You know,
and you know this firsthand.
I know it firsthand.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times when you're in a situation where you need medical attention fast, their number 1 priority is to take care of you, take care of the patient in front of them. A lot of times they don't even know if you're an organ donor or if it's on your license. Like, their first priority is taking care of the patient that's in front of them. You know.
Freeway is here.
Wow.
This is what this is about. This is what fueled this new segment, Feeling Healthier with Freeway. And right now, you just in that 4-minute, you know, dissertation right there, you gave us at least 5 topics we could speak on.
For
right?
real.
Not all today, but this is just indicative of what this segment is going to be.
Most definitely. That's why I feel like it's important for us to be up here every month. Like, you know, and not only am I going to share my experiences, I'm going to have other artists come up here. I'm going to have other artists call, not only artists, but doctors, like, you know, people in general, like, you know, and I want everybody, all the citizens, you know, to call up, share your story, like, share your triumphs, share your struggles. You know, we're all in this together, and health is truly wealth. When I was at my worst point, I would have traded everything, the fame, the money, the cars, the jewelry, everything just to be healthy.
Yeah.
You know, like, your health, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything, you know. So it's important for us to maintain our health. And the main thing that I do is preach prevention, so people don't get to the point where I was at, where I had to get a life-sustaining transplant. You know, my lifestyle, being an artist, you know, on the road 24/7, being in the studio 2, 3 in the morning, eating whatever I wanted, pizzas, burgers. Like, you know, a lot of artists live this lifestyle, and if you're not taking care of yourself, it can take you down a wrong path that you don't want to go down.
Freeway is with us, man. We're going to open up the phone lines, 888-742-3345. He has a whole community behind him. In fact, man, one of the most important voices to come out of Philadelphia, a Parkway High School graduate who's dedicated her life to the betterment of the community of Philadelphia, representing Northwest Philly. We got the mayor of Philadelphia, the first African-American woman mayor, the 100th consecutive mayor, the one and only mayor, Sherelle Parker, is on the line.
Mayor
Parker.
Nice to have you.
Hey, good morning to the Sway family. It's an honor and a privilege to join you all, but I can tell you that I am Philly proud listening to our own Freeway share his testimony today. Freeway, we love you, baby, and we're so proud of what you're doing to help so many other people along their journey. We're proud of you.
Madam Mayor, thank you. I appreciate you, and I'm proud of you too. Like, I witnessed firsthand all the work that you've been putting in the city, and slowly but surely you're transforming our community. Like, you know, the thing that you got going on with the green environments and how you've been helping clean up so many communities, starting with Kensington. You know, I went to Kensington High School, so I seen a transformation from, like, when it was cool to be down there to where it was at before you came into office. And I still visit. I have a studio that's down there right in the middle of everything, so I noticed the difference when I come through. It's way cleaner, it's way more calmer, so I take my hat off to you, and I salute you for the work you're putting in the city.
Oh, listen, thank you, and to Sway and the entire team, thank you so very much for having our good brother Freeway to be a part of your team and to focus on feeling healthier. It's so important for all of our people. My grandmother passed away. She had renal failure as well. And no, this was not something, particularly in the Black community, I liken it to like mental and behavioral health. This was not something that we would talk about out loud. But because Free has been empowered through his own personal journey and has been willing to share his testimony with others, it is helping other people along so that they don't have to fear or be ashamed of saying, wait, I need to go and get this checked out. I don't know what this is. Free, thank you so very much. And I'm going to be listening.
Yes.
Thank you.
And then, Madam Mayor, you got to come make your way down here sometime. Come join us on the show.
Please.
Definitely. We need you in the building.
Well, listen, you Freeway, you work it out, and I want to come up and hang out. I want y'all to know I was born in '72, so I grew up on hip-hop all the way.
Come
So
on.
Freeway, work it out so I can come up and come visit the show.
I got you. I'm going to make it happen.
Oh, Madam Mayor,
Inshallah.
we're schoolmates. We're high schoolers.
Listen. I had the pleasure to perform at her inauguration party.
Yeah.
And we had Rakim in the building.
Wow.
And she spit some of his bars to him. Blew his mind. Like,
Really?
yeah.
Which ones did you spit, Mayor Parker?
I'll take 7 MCs and put them in a line and add 7 more brothers who think they can rhyme. I'll add 7 more before I go for mine. Now that's 21 MCs ate up at the same time.
Come on, we got
That's crazy.
That's when the MC mattered. Y'all remember the MC was the poet. The MC told the story.
Yes.
And you can hear every single word that they said. I'm an English teacher by profession, so that's where my love of language and English and poetry comes from. So I'll come up and visit. Free, you have me up. Sway and team, thank you again so very much for all of the work you do. Keep the culture going, and Philly loves you, Freeway.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Give it up for Mayor Sherelle Parker.
That's dope.
Wow, this is big. We're hanging out with Freeway. We want to hear your stories. Discuss them with Freeway. Get some feedback.
Yes.
Get some information. 888-742-3345. We're feeling healthier with Freeway. J45. Brand new segment alert. This is the inaugural presentation of Freeway's Feeling Healthier with Freeway. Heather B., what are your thoughts?
I absolutely love it, and I think that coming from Freeway, I think it will make a lot more people comfortable with speaking about some of the things that they're going through. You know,
Absolutely.
The doctor's office ain't always the most comfortable place to be in the world.
Most definitely.
And, you know, sometimes when we sitting around family and friends, you don't want to bring up any health issues or health scares. You know, but if somebody opens that door for you and makes it comfortable and can speak your language and know what you're talking about and know the feeling, know the hours, the studio time, the ripping, the running, all of that, it makes it a little easier to have the conversation or to at least listen and say, you know what, maybe I should go get checked out. Because like he said, it came down to blood work, and it's something that we have to do whether we like it or not. So I appreciate it because I know people in our age bracket would take heed to it personally.
Most definitely. That's why I tell people one of the most important things you can do is get your blood work done at least once a year, because your blood work is like the only thing that can let you know exactly what's going on in your body. And to what you were saying before that, I was just telling Sway during a break, like before I was diagnosed with high blood pressure and diabetes, those are 2 of the leading risk factors for kidney failure. Another one is being African American. So I had 3 risk factors. One soon as I was born, being African American. Another one is hypertension. Another one is diabetes. So when I was diagnosed with high blood pressure and diabetes, I remember Dame
Dash.
Yeah, he has diabetes. We gotta get him up, either get him to come up here or call
Absolutely.
up here too.
Yeah.
So
get him to come.
We would be like around the studio, like recording and working, and I would see him like, tend to his diabetes, like whatever it is, if it's like taking his insulin or checking his sugar. So I'm like, yo, what you doing? What's going on? He's like, yeah, I got diabetes. Like, I'm not ashamed of it. Like, so when I was diagnosed with diabetes, one of my mentors, somebody that I looked up to, carried it well. So I'm like, I'm not ashamed of it, so that helped me.
Yeah.
With my decision with coming out to the world with what I was going through, so that's one of the reasons why we up here today too, So.
Absolutely, man. Feeling healthier with Freeway. Make sure y'all follow Freeway too, because we'll be posting a lot of footage from this interview, but other work that Freeway is doing outside of this studio, we'll be repurposing as well. Tracy, you want to jump in?
Yeah. What do you think Free contributes to the stigma that makes folks not want to talk about it or to feel weaker, even though we all know that we're human, which means that you have imperfections of varying levels? What is the stigma specifically, you would say?
I feel like coming from my community, like, being an African-American male, as soon as we wake up, we face with challenges. As soon as we walk out the door, we got issues, we got challenges, we got things that we got to overcome. And I feel like we don't want to feel weak. We don't want to look weak. Even when it comes down to going to the doctors, like, we like, man, we going to sleep on it, do some Robitussin, drink some ginger ale, put some peroxide on it, and we going to be cool.
Mm-hmm.
And, a lot of times, especially with what I was going through with kidney failure, like a lot of times you can't even tell until it's too late. Like, until you crash onto dialysis. What I did, I crashed onto dialysis. That's why it's so important to get your blood work done, keep up with your routine physicals, because if something wrong with your car, you're going to make sure you go get your car tuned up. You're going to make sure you keep it clean. You're going to make sure you put gas in it. Your body is way more important than your vehicle. Mm-hmm. And trust me, take it from somebody who was down. When I first walked into the dialysis unit, let me tell you what a dialysis unit is like. Hemodialysis, that's the form of dialysis that I did. So it's rows of people, and we sit in these chairs where they plug you up to the dialyzer. They stick you with 2 needles. One is called the venous and one is called the arterial. One of the needles drains the blood out your body. It puts the blood into the dialyzer so the dialyzer could clean your blood, and the other needle pumps the blood back into your body. The process takes 4 hours. It's 15 gauge needles, so the needle's like this big. So you gotta put.
How big is that?
Wow.
Pause.
Yeah, you gotta pause.
Yeah.
You gotta.
No, we ain't gonna do that on this segment.
You did already.
You gotta put lidocaine on your arm just so you could, like a half hour before, just so you can take the needle, because it hurts.
Wow.
One day I had a show, and I came back the next morning, and I'm like, man, I'm just gonna go in there. I'm not gonna get the lidocaine. I ain't had time to stop at my house. Worst decision I ever made.
Really? What that pain? Like excruciating?
Excruciating pain for 4 hours straight.
Oh.
So I'm gonna paint a picture for you. It's probably like 4 to 6 rows of people, one facing this way, one facing this way, one facing this way, one facing this way. And everybody is, getting their blood clean. When I first walked into that dialysis room, I'm like, wow, this is my life. Like, you know what I mean? I went from touring, running around the world, doing whatever I want, shutting shows down, doing everything that I can, to this. 3 times a week, 4 hours a day. Like, it was a huge adjustment for my lifestyle.
Yeah.
But through the grace of God, I got through it, and I'm on the other side.
And then look, and then now you're educating. We got a lot of callers. Mike, I'm going to let you jump in real quick. Go for it.
Jeffrey, I wonder if you can talk a little bit more about the donor process. I feel like as of recently, I've had a lot of conversation around that. We had a loved one in our family pass away about a couple of weeks ago, and he was an organ donor, and they did the Walk for Life, where they donated his organs. And then recently, last week, I met an individual where he donated his kidney to one of his loved ones. And so I feel like this conversation amongst even the Black community is starting to start. So if you can paint us a picture of where we are with the donors, in a sense of, do you see that mindset changing of people wanting to be donors? Do you see an increase in that? Are the conversations you're having with the organizations you work with getting easier?
Yep, God willing, it gets easier. Like, that's why we're here right now. Like, I have an amazing partnership with Gift of Life. And in the Philadelphia area, we started with we were trying to get 5,000 people to register to be organ donors. That's one person for everyone in our area that's on a transplant list. But we raised it to 50,000.
Wow. That's
how serious it is, and we're trying to, get rid of all the misconceptions, because they're doing more things, like, where, like, some people feel like they don't want to have it on their license. Some people feel a lot of different ways about it. So we're trying to come up with different ways for people to feel comfortable with being organ donors. Like I said, I'm a transplant recipient and I'm a donor dad, so I've been on both sides. I know what it feels like to be waiting for a life-sustaining transplant, and I know what it feels like to be able to save lives. And it's like, that's 4 people. I lost my son, but he saved 4 lives. That's 4 lives that lived on through him. And, that's amazing. That's serious. Like, if I wouldn't have got the transplant, I could still be on the transplant list or something worse. Like, when you're on dialysis, a lot of other things happen. Like, a lot of people die on waiting for transplants. It's a strain on your heart. So a lot of people have a lot of cardiovascular issues. Shout out to my brother Scarface. Like, that's my brother. Alhamdulillah, he was able to get a transplant from his son. Like, he reached out to me, and I shared as much information as I could throughout his journey, and I'm praying for him, and I pray that he gets better. I don't know what the situation is with what he's going through right now. But from the picture and from what I've seen, I can take an educated guess. It might have something to do with his cardiovascular.
Yeah.
You know, because being on dialysis is a strain on your heart. Like, you know, so they told me before, if I wouldn't have got the transplant in the next 6 months, I might have had to get some work done on my heart, you know. So alhamdulillah, I was able to get the transplant. But some of those things go together.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so it's so many areas and so much things that we need to cover, man. There's so much information that we need to cover.
Well, that's why we're going to do this consistently once a month, man. Feeling healthier with Freeway. All right, 888-742-3345. We'll come back and take these callers.
Nice.
All right, Shade 45, Freeway is here. Shade 45, we're in the middle of a brand new segment. It's called Feeling Healthier with Freeway. You know Freeway, one of the world's greatest lyricists, ran with one of the world's greatest teams.
That's right.
From one of the world's greatest cities. He's one of the world's greatest people. Giving back, feeling healthier with Freeway. We've heard a lot about your.
Thank you, my brother.
Oh, absolutely, man. I figure at one point I keep complimenting you. You let me wear one of those pieces of ice on your wrist.
Oh man, say no more, brother.
Okay, man. Thank you, man. It's a good guy right here. We're going to take calls, and this is a segment we're going to do. It's about health and wellness, and Freeway has just really generously shared with us his trials and challenges that he's gone through with health. And there's going to be a message at the end of all of this. But first, let's take these calls. We got Thomas, who is the president and CEO of the World Trade Center in Philly. Thomas, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, T.
Give it up for Thomas.
What's up, Thomas?
Hey. Thank you all for having me on today. I greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thomas.
Are y'all familiar with each other?
Yes, I'm very familiar with Thomas, man. He's a great brother that does a lot of great work in the community. He's not only in our city of Philadelphia, but he's tying countries together. Like, he got some good work that he's doing. You know.
Wow. Thomas, what are your thoughts that you hear Freeway doing this brand new segment?
Listen, first and foremost, I just want to say thank you, Freeway, for doing this segment and really putting on for our city. As Sway said, you know, we have such a great city, and we have some people that's doing some positive things coming out of the city. And you know, I'm 37 years old, and coming up as a millennial, Rockefeller was like my dying thing. Like, I'm a die-hard loyalist, and to see what you're doing today and to see how you're impacting lives today, man, I just want to say kudos. I want to say that I'm here to support, and I want to say that, you know, with 323 World Trade Centers on my back, I want to make sure that we spread your message as well, which is the positive and love that we're trying to spread to our people.
Most definitely, bro. I appreciate you, man. You keep up the great work that you're doing.
Hey, Thomas, thanks for your call. Thanks for your support and the work that you do, brother. You're a super citizen,
That's
man.
Sway in the morning.
Get that up for Thomas, man. My man, Thomas. He's
right.
10 toes down. Classita's on the line. What up?
Placita.
Oh my God, Sway!
Hey!
Hey, babe.
What's up, girlies? She hype.
Word.
What
love
up,
that.
Placita? We
Y'all
got.
know I'm always hype. I love y'all. Y'all my family. And then y'all got my other family, Freeway from Philly. Let's go.
Hey. Love the energy. Love the energy.
What do you think of his new segment, Classita?
Sway, I am so excited about this new segment. Let me tell y'all, first of all, shout out to Free. And shout out to my mayor, Sherelle Parker. Like, Philly, let's go, Philly. Stand up. Let me tell y'all.
Philly.
Yes, the day before Thanksgiving 2019, I woke up with a pain in my side. Didn't know what it was. I'm like, oh, that feels strange, but I'm going to work. I got to go to work. As the day progressed, the pain got worse. My manager was like, go to the doctor. So I went, and they was like, you know, they ain't really know. But this pain just got worse. I remember that Thanksgiving, I was home on my sofa, couldn't move. Ended up getting hospitalized. They ran tests, like, oh my God, with so many tests for years. And I lost like 80 pounds. Like the weight was just pouring off of me. Like the doctor couldn't figure out what the heck was going on. I thank God for my doctor though, Renee Betancourt, like Penn Medicine. Like she kept going. She was just like, Placita, we gonna figure this out. But we couldn't figure it out. Long story short, January of this year, I'm going to just say God healed me. I just thank God that he healed me. I don't have no more pain. Like, the pain is going through a surgery that the doctor, like, they sent me all these different specialists. But this one lady, she was like, I really think I know what's going on with you, and explained everything. It was like, so I just wanted, once you had a surgery, and you should be good after that. And I've been good after that. I thank God for connections. I thank God for like going to the doctors and being on top of that stuff. But it's since 2019 and now it's 2024 and that pain is going. So this segment, like, you have to take care of yourself. Like, you got to go to doctors.
Yeah.
If you feel in pain, like, because a lot of times we will just be like, yeah, it's okay. I just got to keep pushing. I got stuff to do. No, because if you're not here, what you going to do? You can't do none of the stuff that you need to do if you're not here. So
yeah, and you ain't
that's
gonna
a
be
Fendi fact.
That's a what?
That's a Fendi fact. When they like people was coming into my room when I first was diagnosed with kidney failure, like looking at me like, yo, we can't. You walked in here, like my levels was so high. Shout out to Dr. Freeman, that was my nephrologist at the time. He said, I've been doing this for 30 years. I never seen levels this high. They said they can't believe that I walked in there. He said if I'd have waited a week or two, I wouldn't be here. They would call me the lucky star.
Wow,
like,
the doctor was calling you that?
Yes, if I'd have sat around the house like, oh, I'm cool, like I would have died. Like, you know, so it's very important that we get to that doctor. You got to look out for the signs. Like when you feel something different in your body, you got to be proactive.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is keeping up with them routine physicals and getting your blood work done at least once a year.
Clasita, thank you for your call, and thank you.
Love y'all.
Love you too. Thanks for sharing your story. You're a super citizen
Sway
too.
in the morning.
All right. Okay.
It's how you was DJ. Yeah.
Let's take them to Vegas. My man Al is in Vegas right now. Al, welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Morning, bro.
Absolutely, bro.
You're up early on that West.
Hey, I'm a farmer, brother.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow.
So here's the thing, but our whole program that we do, man, is food is your medicine. I have a brother who has type 2 diabetes, man. He in the process of getting ready to get his feet and stuff cut off.
Oh, man.
Right? And a lot of this, man, comes back to our communities and where we've been trained to eat in our communities. Right?
Most
So we've been
definitely.
eating a certain way that's kind of created these problems. So all this stuff that's going around about food deserts and food insecurity, I started doing this because I started to see that most of those problems were concentrated in these black and brown communities that didn't normally have access to healthy food.
So
right?
true.
So part of it is that we have to have access to healthy food because those things that we need, that's where we get it from, the nutrition and all that. But like you said, you know, you get into the habit of eating, you know, Burger Kings and all these different fast food places and this processed food. And these are the things that we saw that started causing problems in our bodies. So what we did is that, you know, I'm a vertical farmer, so I farm indoors. I don't use soil. We use a new innovative way of growing food. And the reason that we do this is to give more access to the people in the community so they have better choices on what they have when it comes to their food and their health. So we started a type 2 diabetes program where food is your medicine. So it's a produce prescription program. So we now grow food and we get these doctors to actually prescribe the produce to these patients. And we've been able to show that by eating healthier, by changing the way we eat our food, we're able to bring down those A1Cs.
Most
So
definitely.
my kudos is out to you, brother. But at the same time, what we need to do is really start to control our food.
Definitely.
We don't have any, we ask no where our food comes from. We have no control over where our food comes from. And we're the ones who have the biggest problem in this country when it comes to our health.
Yeah, you'll be
But if we can't get control of where our food comes from, we're never really going to get control of our health.
And when you see who are some of the people who own the food companies like Kraft and others, and you know, and where they where they're before they own food companies, what was it that they owned? Whether it was tobacco companies or otherwise, you kind of understand a little deeper why it's important. You know where your food comes from. You do a food subscription model, is what you said?
It's a food prescription program.
Prescription
So
program.
what we do is that, so we have like right now we're doing a pilot program out here where we have like 50 type 2 diabetes patients. And so over the next year, what we're going to do is provide them locally grown produce that we grow and that we source from other local farmers. And then we work with local chefs to tell them and teach them how to prepare these different types of meals.
Wow.
And then we have the medical industry come in and test their A1Cs every month. And so by doing that, now we're being able to see and kind of track how food is really your medicine, because that's really what it is. Your food is supposed to be your
Most
medicine.
definitely.
Wow. How can people find out more about your platform if they want to get food from you?
Man, check us out. Our website and social media is greensideup.farm.
Green, say it slow. Green.
Greensideup.farm.
I like that.
Green side up.
Green side
Now,
up.
That's hard, bro.
Dot farm.
I
Make
have,
sure
And we only do this.
before you hang up,
And
too,
we
make
only
sure
do this
somebody
in food deserts.
before you hang up, make sure we get your information too. We got to connect, bro.
Lonnie,
what you're
like
doing
it.
is amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, brother. Man, I thank you guys, Sway, bro. I've been listening to you guys for years, man. And it's lovely to finally see us getting to a point where we understand that we can't keep going down the same road and expecting different results.
Exactly.
Hold up, Al. Hold up,
we
Al.
We have to start changing. Yeah, we got to change.
Yes, absolutely, brother. I agree with you. Mike Muse.
Hey, Al, what's up, man? Really wonderful program that we're all learning about. Before we conclude, if you can hit me up in my DMs at I am Mike Muse, MU, S and Sam Eve. There's a couple of things. There are some things I want to talk to you about. But before I do that, a question for you. With this pilot program, is that funded by the state or is this through a public-private partnership?
Al? Oh, his phone is his connection is bad.
Wait, Al, you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Mike, ask that question.
Hey, I don't know if you heard me, but I would say as great information that you are just giving now to the citizens over the air, and I just asked if you could DM me at I am Mike Muse, MU, S and Sam E. There's a couple of things I want to talk with you further about. But one question that I have for you is this pilot program or your subscription, is it funded by the state or is this through a public-private partnership? Is this something in conjunction with the Health and Human Services? I think it's a wonderful program.
So what we did is that we because we're a for-profit, and so what I did is that I partnered up with a nonprofit and got a grant. Then I created the program out of that grant to create a pilot program. So the USDA has a larger program called the Gus Schumacher Produce Prescription Program. So even through the USDA, there's funding that's now kind of pushing this project to where the whole goal is to get more homeopathic doctors to start to prescribe more healthy food as options as opposed to medications.
Okay. Hey, Al, thank you, brother. This is a very valuable call. Thank you for participating in this segment.
Appreciate you, brother.
In your work. You're a super citizen, bro.
I'll Sway in the morning.
Absolutely.
Freeway, I think I think everybody agreed this inaugural broadcasting of this segment, Feeling Healthier with Freeway. Mm-hmm. Damn it was a hit. Let's go, man. Out the park. Come on, man. I like the way.
Let's do it again.
Alhamdulillah.
I think in closing, what do you want to leave the listeners with?
Man, listen, we're going to do this once a month for now, unless y'all request for us to do it more than that. But, it's a safe space for y'all to come to share your stories, to get information. And what I want everybody that's listening right now to know that's very important, if y'all don't remember nothing that I said to y'all, make sure y'all keep up with them routine physicals. Get that blood work done at least once a year, because your blood work is the only thing that can tell you what's going on in your body. Like Dr. Friedman told me, if I would have waited a couple more weeks, I might not be here talking to y'all right now. That's how serious it is. So make sure y'all keep up with the routine physicals, get that blood work done at least once a year, and we'll see y'all next month.
There it is. Feeling Healthier with Freeway, man. I like saying that. All right, man. Give a big round of applause, man. Y'all hit up Freeway. A lot of people on the phone lines I wasn't able to get to in Indiana, Alabama, South Carolina, Philadelphia. Hit up Freeway directly, citizens. Let them know what you think of the segment, and if you want to talk about your story, hit them up. Where, Freeway?
My Instagram is at Philly Freeway, and my Facebook is Philadelphia Freeway, and my X is Philly Freezer.
There it is, man. Tell Dame to come up, man. We'd love to have him tell his story, okay?
For sure.
All right, man. Love you, brother. I love what you're doing, man, okay?